How's it going, video friends? This is McProseph. I'm going to try to show you guys how to get the Droid pet as painless as possible. As you can see here, there's a few steps, so I'm going to go through them quickly. Feel free to pause the video and walk through this yourself. I made sure to make it as detailed as possible. However, I want you to have some visual aid to help you along the way. So I'm going to briefly just read through this. Take your time doing this. Be patient in doing it, because if you skip a single step or mess up, you may just not get the pet at all. I'm just going to dive right in. I have a few pictures to show you guys along the way, and I will be active with you guys and answering any questions below. If you get stuck on a certain step or you can't figure something out, just let me know, and that way all the other players can use our back and forth as help for them as well. Okay, first step, pre-register in Google Play first. You simply create your account if you don't already have one, find BitHeroes, pre-register, takes 5 minutes. Second step is to download BlueStack. You can simply Google this, it's a quick 5-minute download or less, it's free, and you can download it after you get your pet. Or you can destroy it or delete it after you get your pet later on. You're also going to want to download the BitHeroes APK, which can also be found on Google. You can see the APK here actually on BitHeroes Facebook, but do keep in mind this one is a few weeks old. So you're going to want to Google BitHero APK, and it's going to be your first download. It's also a very quick download as well. Okay, back to the document here. Once BlueStack is downloaded, you're going to run it. You're going to accept all the terms and conditions. Just like with any software, there's a lot of, do you accept this, this, and this? Simply click yes all the way through. It's going to have you set up your username and password and a few additional things. One thing important here is it will ask for a credit card, but you do not have to put that in. You can simply click no, and you should do so. Just do not enter your credit card at all, and you can skip that step. Moving on, within BlueStack, run the Play Store. So this is the BlueStack app right here, and here's the Play Store that I mentioned. Here's search apps, which we'll be using a little later, and also here is an install APK button that you'll use in a future step as well. Okay, so moving on. Okay, what we're going to want to do here is click the Play Store and search for BitHeroes, double checking that you are pre-registered for the game. So once you download this, there's going to be a couple ads. You don't need to download any other game. Simply click Play Store, search for BitHeroes, double check that it says pre-registered. If it's not, you need to do so. Again, you'll need to be logged into your Google Play to do it. It should ask you for login and password. Then the next step is going to be clicking the APK icon on the left side of the screen. And then we're going to find the APK download that we got from Google. Depending on your computer, it could be anywhere, but mine was in my downloads folder. And that's most likely where yours is too, unless you have it changed. And then we're going to click open once it's selected. So here's the APK. We'll simply click on this. And here is the BitHeroes APK. It should read exactly the same as mine. It's going to be version 1.0.3, and then you would click open. And that's basically going to download the BitHeroes game and install it to this Android BlueStack software. It takes just a couple seconds, and then it's going to be installed. Let's see. Next step. Step number 7, click this search apps icon and search for BitHeroes. You should see the game and click on it. First load may take some time. Keep in mind that this step is only doable after you've downloaded the APK, and you should see a little pop-up that says BitHeroes is now playable. You'll simply click search apps and you'll type it in, BitHeroes. There it is. you would simply click it and launch it, and then we'll move on to step 8. Okay, you will be prompted for using your password a couple more times. After that, if done properly, you should be prompted to create a new mobile character. It's going to ask you for some random spam questions. Do you want ads? Do you want random emails sent to you? You simply decline all those. It's just mindless, boring stuff. You'll create a new mobile character within the game. You'll simply do your first tutorial dungeon, and you must put on all upgraded gear you found. For some reason, the game now gives you constant reminders if you have upgrades in your bag, so you just simply put them on, just make sure they're on. Number 10, log out of Bit Heroes by clicking the X and the top of the BlueStack window right next to the word Android. Make sure step number 10 is done after you do your first dungeon, get completely out, you're back into town, you put on all your upgraded gear, and then you move on to step 10, simply logging off. If the game is asking you to move on to your next dungeon, that's when you need to log off. But do keep in mind that step number 11 may pop up prior to step 10. It's random. I've done it a couple times, and you may or may not get this pop-up in number 11. It says, do you want to claim your mobile prize now? The game wants to give you the Droid pet right now after your first dungeon. And what you need to do is click no. I know it sounds odd, but I went through here and I clicked yes my first try, and it gave the pet to my mobile character, and then my main character could not share in the pet at all. It just gave it to the new level 1, and I just lost out completely. So take it from me, when it asks you, do you want to claim your prize now, simply click no, and then you're going to log out of Bit Heroes. As you can see right here, it says Android. Once the Bit Heroes is launched, I guess I'll go ahead and launch it to show you guys. Let's see how it opens a new tab. Now this X right here is the one I'm going to be referring to in the next few steps. This is the X you should be clicking, not the one over here, and not any other X of a program in your background. Okay, moving on. After clicking no, you're going to log out of Bit Heroes, log back in. You'll still be on the level 1 mobile character. You're simply logging off so all the changes can be saved. Click the big red K and log in to your main character's account. Okay, so once this loads here, I'm going to show you the big K. It's pretty obvious. Okay, so this would be your level 1 character. After logging back in, it may ask you again, do you want to claim your prize now? You have to click no. And then you're going to come over here and click the K. And at this point, you are going to click sign in. I'm not going to do it now because I don't want any of my private info to show. But you would click sign in. Specifically, in the next window, you're going to want to make sure you're clicking sign in, not sign up. And then you sign in with your original account, and it's going to pop up a window saying, which of the 2 characters do you want to use? And at this point, it's very crucial because it's basically going to delete the other character. So if you want your level 100 plus or your main character, simply click them. And then once you do, you'll be in town just like this, and it will either immediately ask you, do you want to redeem your prize, or you'll come up here, click the X, log out of town, log back in, and then it'll ask you, do you want to redeem your prize? And at that point you push yes, and you will be able to bask in the glory that is the Droid pet. And you can see him here, but he won't automatically be your pet. You'll have to come down here, look in your cosmetics, and he should be way down here at the bottom. Right here. And you can go ahead and just pop him right on. I'm going to go ahead and read the final steps just to make sure I didn't miss anything. After clicking no, click the big red K and log in to your main character's account. You'll be asked which character you want to link to your mobile account at this point. Choose carefully here. Obviously, your highest level character. In no circumstance should you click the lower one. If you do, I do believe you will lose your main character. So make sure clicking the character that you for sure want to save. Your pet will transfer, it just takes some time. So don't get impatient. Step 12, once your main is in the town walking around, click the same X to close Bit Heroes again and relaunch the game with the BlueStack app. Step 13, this login should be a little long because your pet is being downloaded. You will be asked if you want to redeem your prize once you get fully logged in, and now you will click yes. Enjoy. Alright, so keep in mind that as you're doing your initial login on your main character, after you've just logged out of Bit Heroes here, once you get back to the screen, you're going to click Search Apps, type in Bit Heroes again, launch the game again, and then it's going to bring up your main character. A key way to know that you did it correctly is you will see the typical circle loading icon, but instead of going in one direction, it's going in both directions towards itself. And if that's happening, then you've done this correctly. It's going to take maybe 3 to 5 minutes. It's really slow, but it's going to upload your new pet, and you'll be good to go. The video is getting a little long now. I just want to make sure to be very detailed with you guys. Feel free to stop, rewind, and watch this numerous times. Take it slow. And as I mentioned here, if there are any questions or a step you get stuck on, please tell me in the comments below so I don't have to answer the same question 1,000 times. This worked for me. I've tried it twice on 2 separate accounts. The only problem that I had was the very first time I tried it, and that was step number 11. You must make sure that you click no. If you click yes, I know it sounds odd, but if you click yes, it's going to assign the pet to the brand new character, and it will not share to your main at all. So this will result in your level 1 having a new droid pet and your main character never being able to use it. So just keep that in mind. Step number 11 is the most crucial step, and just take it slow. That's all I have to say. But I'm going to head off here, guys. Just keep in mind the search apps, Play Store, and APK button over here is the only ones you're going to mess with. And once the game loads, you'll use the X up here versus the one in the top right corner. If there's any questions, do let me know. This is McProseph out. Please let me know below if you get the pet, so I know how many of you guys got to benefit from this. And I'll talk to you guys later. Enjoy.